Welcome back to another episode of Too Many Opinions podcast. This is Sarah.
This is Jeannie.
Oh, well, as you guys know, you saw the last episode. It's been a freaking day, people. But, you know, we're making improvises and we're doing everything we can to continue to push out this content. Okay.
Absolutely.
So the topic for today is what's next after I don't even know what we're going to talk about. What's next after you end a relationship?
Okay.
Right?
Move on, girl.
Holy shit. Like, for me, like, it's like wishy-washy, right? Because I feel like from a man's perspective, right? So this is what we hear, and I hear it all the time. If a woman moves on fast after getting out of a relationship, then she wasn't all the way in it. And for me,
that's kind of weak.
I don't believe that because, again, like just like we said in our last episode, it's a matter of...
It depends.
Like, you're most likely, if your woman left or you left your woman and she's not taking you back, whatever the case may be, right? She was probably already 1 foot out the door, 1.5 feet out the door. You feel me? Like, it was already...
There's many women that stay in relationships already miserable and already out of love. So if they was to break up with their boyfriends today and get with someone else in a month, they been checked out.
Right.
That doesn't necessarily mean that they were messing with someone else already.
No.
Or they've been checked out and they were just trying to give you the last little bit of hope that there was left. Because that's another thing. Women will give you the last little bit of hope. They're already out of love, but maybe something will spark. Again, that wasting time shit.
You know what it is? It's the dream in our head. It's the dream. When you love somebody, you have a dream like, this is where I want it to go. This is how I want it to be. So it's hard to let go. And that's what I think happens.
Or comfortability.
Or that.
They're comfortable and it's like... let's say moms that I mean relationships that involve a child, or what am I gonna do? I'm gonna be a single parent, so they stay, but then there comes a point that they're just like, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? So it could be comfortability and they've been checked out. So that's even worse.
Which is scary. Which is so scary. And for me, it's like, if you're out of the relationship and you're ready to move on, that's your business. Like, I'm not one to judge. Like,
right. I don't like that. And it looks so shady because it's always like, if you move on after like a month, let's just say, it's like, oh, she been had that guy, or she just been like.
I just like, no, maybe this person or this girl came into your life and fucking made you happier than you had been in the years in your last relationship.
Right.
Like, you're seeing a whole different side. Like, yeah, okay, it's new, it's exciting, but maybe they're just treating you better.
And you're like so depleted that at that point, women or men, be very careful of that gap when you break up with someone.
Yes, because
you're so miserable with the person that you're with that anybody can like
make you happy temporarily,
and you think that that's like this is it,
and it's not.
You're just literally like fresh off the boat of relationships, and you're just like, oh damn, like this guy's like, he's gonna take me out on a date, girl. They're all supposed to take you out on a date in the beginning, especially in the beginning.
And it's not supposed to be just one. And I feel like a lot is shown on the first date. Like,
yeah. That's why it's
where
important.
They're at, whatever.
It's very important for you to take your time. I think after a relationship, I think it's important for you to like get to know yourself again, because you literally lose yourself in a relationship.
100%. I literally was just talking about this the other day with some friends, is that what happens is that sometimes, and this isn't every situation, but sometimes when you get into a relationship, it's like you become mutable. Like, you forget your separate lives. And I feel like that's where the relationship, and I'm the first person to be like, that definitely becomes me, because it's like I would do absolutely anything to try to see my partner who I love and want to be with happy. So it's like I sacrifice all the things that make me happy to try to make my partner happy, and then what happens? I lose myself.
And that's very common.
It's very normal.
It's very normal. You know, like,
not that it's normal, but it's
common.
It is very common for that to happen from men and women, like from both sides.
Absolutely. That's never been my story.
I agree. I've never seen you go through that.
You've known me
for
agree. How many long? I've always known to separate let's just say my friends from my relationship. Like, yeah. I think it comes, but it doesn't come out of a healthy situation. It comes out of my fear of my partner getting sick of me.
Yeah.
So I always want my partner to have like a break or me getting sick of him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I always want there to be like some kind of like, I miss you dynamic. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Which, again, it's not always healthy to think that way, because it's like, oh, he's going to get sick of me. Like, you should be with your partner all the time and not fear that they're going to get sick of you, or that you're going to get sick of them. Right. But I've always had that where it has worked out in my favor, that I'm the way that I am. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I also understand, let's just say you, where like you're just in fear of like the relationship to go south, so you want to give it your all. Right. But then you lose yourself and you become depleted.
I do. And it's like I would still make time for friends, but I would literally lose myself and the things that I would like to do because I would be trying to almost people please. That's how I see it. I see. Like I'm going out of my way to try to make someone happy, even though what the task may be that I'm doing doesn't make me happy. I'm doing it for them, and then they're like, "Oh, well, we spent time together, but it wasn't fulfilling to me at all."
Oh, you see, like I've learned that also throughout the years. I'm sick of making other people feel happy. If like, think about it this way: if I'm making you happy, I'm not going to give you my all because I'm miserable inside. And that's one thing I can't pretend to be happy. Right. You know me more than than a lot of people. If I'm not happy, the whole world's going to know it. Everybody knows. And there's been instances where I try my hardest to pretend and my face says it. And I don't even notice that my face. Chris has told me in the past, like, fix your face. And I'm like, yo, like.
My face was fine.
My face literally is my op.
Yeah, it be snitching.
My face is a snitch, bro.
It be snitching. There's no, like, you can't go and play Texas, like, 21. There's no way. You'd be like,
yeah.
Or, like,
I cannot. I cannot. My face is gonna, say it.
And you see, for me, I feel like I do such a good job hiding it. And in reality, when you know me, you can see right through me.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know me, and then I'm over here thinking I'm doing a great job. Like, oh, everybody thinks I'm happy. Everybody thinks I'm doing good. And then you look at me like, yo, bro, you're not.
What is wrong? Yeah.
You're not good. Like, I know you're going through it. Like, and I'm like, fucking tears in my eyes. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm doing great.
Yeah, that's another thing about Sarah. Like she'll hide. But the second you call her out on it, she breaks down. It's like you're holding, and someone comes to tickle you real quick. Yeah. And you're like, oh!
I'm like, what's wrong?
Everything.
Don't ask me that question. Like, if you're not mentally prepared, don't ask me that question. Yeah. Especially like someone like that I'm close with, and I don't have a lot of people where I'm like out and about. You know, like I'm like very selective with who I share my information with. So it's like, if you ask me that, you know something's wrong, right? So it's like, it's hard. It's hard. And after relationships, it's hard. It's like, I don't even know where to start.
You literally got to rebuild yourself. I think where you start is, in my past relationships, I have done this where, like, I sit down with myself and I ask myself, not that I'm ever blaming myself for the breakup, but I ask myself, how can I be better for the next person? Well, first let's start off by I can't talk. Start off by going to get checked out.
Absolutely.
That's the first thing. I think if you want to know where you're going to start at, start there. Mm-hmm. Get checked out. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, I feel like sit down with yourself and journal, like, all the things you know you could have done better.
For sure.
So that you could be, like, you could work on that and, like, get better for your next relationship.
And that, I think, has been something for me over the last, like, year and a half, has been something that I've been working on. Like, you guys could probably tell, like, I've been on, like, this fucking fitness journey. If you compare my last videos to these videos, like, I've been
lost weight.
Right? Like, I've been on my shit. But not only was it, like, my physical, but my mental as well. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like it took me losing myself to find myself and be myself again.
Absolutely.
So, and that had a lot to do with what's next. The what's next question.
What's next? Yeah.
Because I don't even know.
Like, and now you know. You should also, like, obviously I'm not going through a breakup or anything like that, but whoever's going through a breakup, like, list the things that you expect, and you do not, like, there's no compromise when it comes to this.
The non-negotiables.
Like, absolutely. In our last episode when we're like, you overseeing things, this time, especially if you're older, you're not overseeing anything.
I am absolutely not. I really
anything can be, you're not gonna act like a psycho and be like, all right, this is a red flag, you know what I'm saying? But, like, things that you know in deep down in your core that are unacceptable.
And I can promise you, from what I've learned, like, and this is my experience, ladies, so, like, take this with a grain of salt, or take it if it applies to you. If you communicate something to somebody and they do not listen and they do not receive the message that you're giving to them, and you've given it once, twice, maybe 3 times,
that's already a stretch.
That's already a stretch, and you do not need to do that. I promise you so much that if someone cares and someone loves you, it'll only take them one time to hear what it is that your concern is.
Why? Because if they wanted to,
they would.
That's just.
And if they don't, it's because they're selfish.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry, that's
or just... not only necessarily selfish, it's just they don't want that for themselves. Right. That's another thing. Like, if your partner is telling you something and you just do not agree with it, or you don't want it, state that. And know, like, all right, maybe this is not a relationship we both should be in. Yeah. Because you don't also, like, not everything requires you to, like, sacrifice. A lot of things do require a sacrifice. And another thing is, if you really stand by that, and if nobody's budging, then you know that relationship is not going nowhere. So what's the point?
Right.
Because you don't want someone, you don't want someone to change and then be miserable inside and then take that out on you.
Right, because then they're changing only to try to make you happy, but then they're resentful for you not letting them be themselves at the same time. So yes, I agree. You need to be very clear, like, what it is that you want and what it is that you're expecting out of a relationship, because if not, and you go and you try to overlook and oversee, like, I'm telling you, that is not the way to go. And I know that relationships take work. Relationships aren't easy. We're not sitting here, I know neither of us are. Relationships are not easy. They take work, but it takes two people to work. One person can't be working and the other person can't just be hanging around in the background. Like, okay, yeah, whatever, if it's fixed. It doesn't work like that. Both people need to be on the same team, on the same page, working towards the same goal. If that's not happening, whether it's trying to fix issues or learn to communicate better or whatever it is, like, I don't know what everybody's going through these days, but I'm sure a lot of us can relate to a lot of things. So just be mindful and project what it is that you want in life and don't settle for less. Right. There's no reason for you to settle. There's how many fucking people in this world, there is somebody meant for you. I'm sorry.
And also, like, there just can't be one person compromising. Throughout the years, it's me compromising. And then I'm just filling myself up with more and more hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it needs to be an equal partnership.
Absolutely.
Like, and again, listen to your partners in the beginning. If you want something and they're telling you off rip, that's not what they want, believe them. And don't force a life on someone that they don't want, because you're not going to win in the end. You're not going to win.
And guess what? You're not only not going to win, they're not going to be happy, because it's all going to be like almost superficial, right? Because it's not real. You guys are pretending to try to keep something together that in reality isn't lining up.
Absolutely not.
So just be transparent, people. Like, figure it out at the beginning. Don't waste your time, his time, her time, whatever, their time, whoever it is.
Whoever's time. So yeah, work on yourself.
Yes.
So go get checked. Number one. Number 2, start working on yourself. Number 3, I highly suggest, if you can afford it, which it's sad that I even have to say this, everyone should be able to afford healthcare.
Yep.
But mental health, go talk to someone.
Please.
Because sometimes you also need a professional's perspective on where maybe you went wrong and you don't want to repeat that in your next relationship. I'm a very self-aware person. Same. I know that sometimes I suck. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I suck and I want to get better every single day. And so that's the number one reason why I actually am in therapy. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I want to be better. And my therapist puts me all together. Like, she is not my friend. She's my doctor. You know what I'm saying? And she got to tell me what she got to tell me, and it is what it is. But I learned something from it. You know what I'm saying? And go with an open mind. Because if you're going to go thinking that I'm going to go to bash my ex and the therapist is just going to tell you you're right, then what's the point of, they don't do that.
No, not only that. You need a therapist who's going to keep it real with you. Like you said, your therapist keeps you in line. My therapist is literally an OG. Like, I cannot thank him enough for, like, what he's helped me get through and, like, shown light on.
Oh my God, yeah.
I most recently said to him and I have no problem sharing this, like, I want to be the best mom in the world. Do you know what his response to me was? Sorry, do you know how many moms there are in this world? He's like, probably 4.3 million moms. And you think that you're going to be the best mom?
Oof. You got to be the best mom that you can be.
I was like, what? What do you mean by that? And he's like, do you really think that you're going to hold yourself to a standard of trying to be the best mom when there's all these other worlds? Why are you trying to compete with everybody else?
And what is the best mom? Because let's just say you have your ways, and let's say when I become a mom and I feel like I'm the best mom, and we have completely different ways of doing it. So what is really a best mom? That's like a lie that and a lot of pressure that you're putting on yourself that don't exist.
Bingo, right? So I'm sitting here like, yeah, I just want to be the best mom. I want to be the best. And he's like, that's never going to happen.
No.
He's like, you need to be a mother to your son, and then everything else will fall in place.
And you got to do the best. You got to do the best that you can. And you're not going to be the best mother.
Mom. No. And then he's like, oh, and if you think that you're going to be the best mom, that's when the kids run the show. So make sure you keep that in mind.
Yo, straight up like that, you see?
I said, bro, like, that was not what I was expecting out of therapy this week, but here we are.
I'd be like that. It's to make the point that, like, a good therapist at least will put you all the way together and tell you, like, I had my therapist, shout out to my therapist, Erica, if you're ever watching this, that's my girl. She literally puts up with my shit, and she listens to me, and I vent, and she just lets me talk. But sometimes she tells me, like, okay, you believe this, and that, but really, do you really believe that? And she makes me question myself. And she makes me answer my own questions. It's not like she tells me an answer. It's like she'll ask me a question, then I'll ask her a question, then she'll ask me a question back, and I just answered my question.
Yeah, she's good.
And then I'm like, so is that the right answer? She was like, is it?
Oh, that's the shit that be fucking
bro,
with me.
I be like,
what?
It is. You know what I'm saying? Like, because she doesn't ever want to come off as she's the one giving me an answer. Because there is no answers when it comes to life. Everyone's life is definitely different. Yeah. And what maybe a yes to you is maybe an absolute fuck no to me. Mm-hmm. And we know that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why there's never like an answer. So yeah, get yourself a therapist.
Most definitely.
What else do you think you should do after a breakup? Get into the gym, get fit, get cute.
Yeah, get fit, get cute. I mean, not even get fit, just love yourself. Learn to love yourself again. Right. Put the effort back into yourself. That is my biggest thing that I would say for me. Put the effort back into yourself. Stop trying to please everybody and trying to put effort into everybody else. Fill your own cup. Mm-hmm. Fill your cup and fill it with love. Have grace. Cry. Girl.
Wow.
Boys, men, women, whatever. Guys, it's okay to cry. Let it out. Let it be known. And when you have real friends, you know how many times Jeannie tells me, girl, cry 1,000 times if you need to. Poor thing. God bless her. She just lets me have my moment. And
oh my God, you have to cry.
You have to get it out.
Don't have to get it out. Because once you get it all out, you're never going to go back.
Then the tears go where? They're gone.
You start like...
Fuck, like they're not even coming out. Yeah, they're not coming out anymore. God damn it.
Right.
But I still feel it. So it's like, I would say that.
Find yourself a friend that like doesn't get sick of hearing your problems.
Yes. You need a friend like that. Because if they're not sick of your problems.
Let me clarify, because I've been in this predicament where I have friends where you give them advice about a relationship. They don't take your advice. They do the complete opposite, which is okay because it's
your life.
But then they go back to the same toxicity, and then they come back to you and you tell them the same thing. It's almost like you're copy and pasting the advice. There was a point with one of my friends that I had to copy and paste the advice from my text.
Stop.
I literally would, and then she'll ask me and I'll copy and paste. Like I was being, and she's like, but you already, girl, that's the only thing I have to tell you. What else do you want me to do? Right. So it's different. If your friend is actually going through a breakup and it's like a done deal, or I don't know, it doesn't even have to be a done deal, but it's like they're just going through it and and sometimes you just need like to listen to them, then that's fine. But you need to learn how to differentiate.
Yes.
Because that shit gets tiring.
Yeah, and your friends get drained. When you are constantly putting an emotional burden on somebody else, that's draining. Whether it's a partner, a friend, like that's why it's like you need to take accountability. You need to get the help. But your friend should also be there. Like when you're having those moments where you can't control it.
Right.
You need them. Like that's when they're supposed to be there. Not to just hear you bitch about the same thing every single time, knowing goddamn well that you could have fixed your problem and or left.
Exactly. It's like a big difference. But like again, if it's like a breakup and they're going through it, find yourself good friends to listen to you, because that's important.
So important. And if you left your friends to be in your relationship, girl,
that's a whole episode.
I
got a story for you.
You need to go and apologize to your friends and take accountability and ownership, because life can't go on without friends.
And there's friends that are not gonna like take you back.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, you left me, now it's bad for you again. All right, now you're not gonna just pick me up whenever the hell you want. That's definitely gonna be a great episode when we get into that one.
That one's a tough one for sure. But yeah, that's about it. But if you guys want any more information or hear us talk about this stuff or real life shit, you already know what to do. Tune in, like, subscribe, follow, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.